Hi, my name is Joseph Parker, WBO champion of the world, and you're watching Sporting Icons.
Right, again, thank you to Tony for showing me this clip, which is Deontay Wilder talking about the costume. Of course, that was the original excuse where somebody overheard him in the changing room saying how his legs felt heavy and he blamed the costume. He said it was like 40 odd pounds or something like that. Then, of course, the manufacturers, the makers of the costume come out and said, well, actually, it's only £26 or something like that. Then they quickly removed it from social media. But it is what it is. Anyway, Deontay Wilder, he says about the costume. They really overheard something in the dressing room. I'm not excusing the costume. The costume had a little bit of weight on it, but it wasn't enough to make me feel the way that I felt in the ring. It wasn't enough to not have my legs. So there you go. So he's actually now dismissing the costume thing. Why is he doing it? Probably because everyone's laughing at him, saying, what, really, a costume is the reason why you lost the fight? Really? So maybe he feels a little bit embarrassed. I mean, to be honest with you, he should feel embarrassed about all the excuses. But the costume is certainly a very, very laughing talking point, no doubt. Now, had Wilder come out and said something like, well, for the first couple of rounds, I couldn't see too much. Because when Wilder walked to the ring, the lights came on. He did that thing, quite clearly, he pushed the button or whatever it may be, and the lights blew up. And when he took the mask off, the helmet off, he kept rubbing his eyes. And he was doing it for a good few minutes. He kept rubbing his eyes. Even when he went to meet Tyson Fury for the referee instruction, touch gloves, walk away, he was still rubbing his eyes. So go back and watch the fight, or right before the fight, and you'll see what it is I'm talking about. But at no point does he mention that, which is probably the only legitimate excuse that he could have come out with. But he didn't use that one, which really does surprise me. I personally would have done, but hey, that's just me. But at least now he's saying that the costume was not enough to make his legs weak. Personally, I think that he was having some kind of anxiety attack. I think that he was panicking. The occasion got to him. Maybe he didn't sleep very well. Maybe he was having doubts. Who knows? Who knows? Because this was a make or break fight for him. Let's be honest, because most people felt that he shouldn't be walking to the ring as WBC heavyweight champion of the world. It should have been Tyson Fury, but Tyson Fury got screwed in the first fight. So maybe all these kind of things are pressures. Maybe Tyson Fury constantly saying, I'm going to knock you out in round number 2, I'm going to knock you out in round number 2, I'm going to knock you out in round number 2. Maybe these kind of things were weighing heavy on his mind, so he just felt drained. I mean, how many of us have been feeling stressed, and then we feel okay, but then suddenly, one day when we're not stressed, suddenly everything just seems to catch up on us, and we just feel lethargic. We just feel drained. There's a good possibility for that. But his initial reaction was the costume. But then, of course, he changed it that quite clearly his water was spiked with some kind of muscle relaxant in there. But again, check the VADA results. If they don't show up on the VADA results, then quite clearly your water wasn't spiked. That's the truth of it, isn't it? Anyway, that is Deontay Wilder's thoughts on his costume, that he's no longer blaming his costume. I mean, I still reckon that he took it home, kicked the hell out of it and threw it out in the garbage. If you didn't, Wilder, send it to me. I think that costume looked pretty cool, to be honest with you. I'm a bit of a geek like that. Anyway, drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe, catch you all in the next video.